Hello, my name is DeAndre Jones. This is my week 6 assignment for FTE 217 Mountain Sporting Rifles. Today's date is January 3rd, 2026. For the first part assignment, we will be field stripping the Mountain Sport Rifle that we have, AR-15. So we have our lower assembly. We have a trigger assembly, a hammer, and a disconnector. Then we remove the stock to get the fire spring, the safety select assembly off. Then we have our bulk carrier group, our charging handle, and then we have our handguard. And then we can remove the gas block and the gas tube. Now, for part 2 of the assignment, any additional alterations I plan on making to the firearm? Well, one, I do have to get a new gas block because I unfortunately messed up the pinhole because the original pin didn't fit, so I tried to tap a bigger hole, but the drill bit broke off into the gas block pin portion. So that is one part I do want to replace, or I'm going to have to replace. Secondly, I do want to put some novelty parts on, just to personalize the ejection port cover. I do want a different color charging handle. Like I said, they're just novelty changes I would like to make. Nothing too functional. I would like to get an ambidextrous magazine release and the ambidextrous safety selector. As well as, now there are portions to the lower assembly I would like to make. So the trigger that was supplied is fine, but I am interested in getting a Gosley trigger, the super safety trigger, preferably with a 2.5, 3 pound pull, followed by a new grip, a dedicated grip, and either a brace or a stock. I'm not too for certain. I'll probably go with a stock for the meantime. And when I fill out for my SBR NFA tag stamp through the ATF, I would like to put a shorter barrel on here. I want to keep it 5x6, so I'll keep it at 10.5. And of course, shorten up the handguard. It would be a similar handguard though, with the M-lock all around and the Picatinny on top for accessory mounting. Everything else is I will pretty much keep stock, keep similar. The buffer, well, depending on performance, I might need a heavier buffer spring just because it doesn't. Well, actually, since it will be a carbine length gas assembly, it should feed back more gas into the gas port, So I probably would just want a heavier spray just so there isn't too much force going back onto that buffer assembly. Other than that, everything else would be pretty much stock. Oh, also too, I might go with a heavier barrel, a thicker barrel, just to improve accuracy and to assist with the vibration, especially in a shorter barrel. Just because I know it does lose some of its velocity, especially under the 20 inches and coming down 16, coming all the way down to 10 and a half. I know it's going to lose a lot of its ideal velocity, but for my initial application, it's not too much of a factor. But just to compensate some of that loss, I would definitely like to get a heavy barrel with a thicker diameter. And also, I would like to have the um, other barrel to be threaded. While just to cut down costs, get the barrel pre-threaded instead of trying to do it aftermarket. And that's just for my initial assembly. Starting out, of course. All I want to, of course, but I would like to look into acquiring some other platform. But for my main build, definitely a designated grip in stock, a shorter barrel, threaded, carbine length gas port, and a heavier buffer weight, and maybe some just a little color done to the uh, um, uh, other little assembly parts, just to get a little color and stuff to it. And I said the AMB safety selector and magazine release. Now, aftermarket trigger colors, I want to use a Gosley aftermarket trigger. There are some other ones too. I see my Odin works, and but the key one I'm looking at again is the Gosley. And lastly, we'll do the drop test. And so for the drop test, what we'll do, we'll hit on the trigger assembly area, and we'll see if the hammer falls and strikes. And as long as we have good engagement with the disconnector, it shouldn't be. So we'll give it a few taps. Well, and hit the buffer assembly, and as we see, the hammer doesn't fall, but when we'll put it on fire, and we can hear the hammer fall